During the COVID pandemic, the Lebanese would joke that it was only the fourth biggest thing to be worried about.
Welcome in Lebanon.
There was political rot, the port explosion, economic meltdown. Now, record numbers of Lebanese are paying smugglers to get out, and more are dying in the process. This is the story of one of those boats. Who was on it and why? On the 20th of September last year, a boat launched from a site near here on the coastline north of Tripoli. The boat was called the Bil al-Nadim, the smuggler's nickname. This footage was taken on board as the sea was getting rough. People are starting to get sick. There were at least 150 people on the boat, including 24 children. They were Palestinians, Syrians, and Lebanese. 2 days into what should have been a 10-day voyage to Italy, the boat broke down. It eventually capsized, and over 100 people drowned. So we're technically trespassing on smugglers' property here. Wissam Talawi was on the boat but survived. He had transferred the deeds of the house he was building to the smuggler to cover the cost of the trip for himself, his wife, and their 4 children.
حسيت المركب بلش يفوت مي كتير، صرنا نشيل مي ما بلحق. طلعت ولادي، مرتي لبستن أنا شيرين جاكيتي، لبستهم.
As the boat filled with water, they tried to call the smuggler Bil al-Dib, the man who still owns Wissam's house.
قبل ما يصير معنا يقلب لقولوا لبلال ديب سكر خطه سكر تعرف امه وعم يعبي مي بلش يطلع متصرخ ما في 5 دقايق بوف كان مي شي 100
Wissam's family became separated in the water. His wife held on to the 2 youngest, the 2 older ones were with him. What happened to them over that next 24 hours is the stuff of nightmares. His wife and the children that were with her drowned first.
الاثنين الصغار اللي ضلوا مع امهم ما لقيتهم ما شفتهم انا عيني ما رأيتهم ماتوا.
As the night wore on, Wissam was drifting in and out of consciousness in the water. His son, who was with him, went under first. That left his eldest daughter, Maya. At this point, the only one of his children still alive. Wissam remembers their last moments together in the water.
بلاقي صوت بنتي عم يعيط لي. قلت لي يا بابا أنا هون. تواصلت أنا وياها بالصوت. بس أنا مكسر ميت. قلت لها أنا هون تواصلت أنا وجيت جبته. قلت لها كم شي برقبتي أنا ما فيني أتسبح. بدي بوت. لا قلت لها أنا بدي موت. إجت بوستني وأنا متت فقت ما لقيته. لما رجعت وعيت ما لقيته.
Wissam is Lebanese, but dozens of the people who drowned that day were Palestinians from the Nahar al-Barad camp nearby. Nafis Hassan lost 7 members of his family. His son captained the boat.
بس شاف القارب قال له هذا قارب موت وعى اساس يطلعوا 50 شخص بالقارب. طلع 170 شخص.
His son, the captain, died along with the others. He was not the one directing the whole operation, though. Who was the smuggler?
مهرب بلال نديم.
Bilal Nadim Deeb is believed to be one of a handful of people smuggling kingpins in Lebanon. Everyone here says they know who he is and what he does. After the boat went down in September, there was uproar in the camp and across the country. The authorities had to act. Bilal Deeb was arrested and is in prison awaiting trial. The tragedy revealed again the extent to which smuggling networks have over time become embedded both in Lebanon and in Syria next door. People smuggling in Lebanon and indeed in Syria, just about 12 miles from here, is the ultimate networked business. It's embedded in the local communities it serves, and it's connected to the political and military elite in Lebanon. And if you know where to look, it's about as underground as the Lebanese mountain ranges. This man is a linchpin in the people smuggling operation around Tripoli. We're confident he is who he says he is. He's agreed to talk to us on a condition of anonymity. He says he's stopped working on smugglers' boats that accept children since the tragedy in September. But there's still plenty of work. In fact, because of the crisis in Lebanon, he says this year will be the busiest ever.
هيدي السنة يعني بعتقد ما بيطلع واحد بيطلعوا ثلاثة وأربعة مع بعض.
As well as an enormous uptick in demand, he says boats are now starting to launch from around the capital, Beirut, as well as Tripoli, boats destined for Italy and Cyprus. Although he says he never worked with Bilal Deeb, they are friends. And according to him, the reason Deeb wasn't arrested until September was because he'd been bribing officials for years. So the implication is that these people are connected with the military or the government. Is that what you're saying?
أكيد. شو اللي بخليني متأكد؟ الشيء اللي بشوفه على الأرض نحن. مثلا بتشوف مثلا هذا الجهاز الأمني غطى لك الطريق. معناتها قبضان.
When we challenged him on his life choices, he said he became a smuggler because he was struggling to make ends meet himself, so got involved in one of Lebanon's only booming enterprises. The one that destroyed Wissam's family. For some in Lebanon, these are the choices. Become the smuggler or become the smuggled. Hand over your house for a home somewhere else. A house with views of the sea. A sea in which your family perished.